Oof. So much snow, man. Especially for one day. It's all happened in one day. One night. Long story. CV axle is broken on this truck. This truck usually in winter gets a blade put on the front to clear the snow. CV axle is broken. Doesn't have 4x4. Not going to be able to push snow around, that's for sure. Got stuck just driving across the yard trying to get it in the garage to change the CV axle. So basically I can't do nothing else now until this can clear the snow, and then I could do the 10 other jobs that I have to do. But this first. So we got the new CV axle. There it is. Okay, so I know the CV axle is broken because I could hear it going click, 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 click. And also, I just reached under there and touched it and it could just move around like. Yeah, so it appears to be separated right here at the wheel end side. So we're gonna take all that stuff apart there and try and fix it. Well, we got a new one, so we're gonna replace it, not fixing it. All right. Okay, so I popped off this little center guy with a small screwdriver. While it was still on the ground, loosened the center nut. It's actually the CV axle shaft that comes through there. While it's still on the ground, so then it doesn't want to spin on its own, right? Then I broke the nuts free, got it jacked up. We're basically ready to just twist those lugs off and pull the wheel off, and then we'll start disassembling everything. Okay, so I got the brake caliper off, 2 bolts, got it hanging over there. Everyone else, every other video I've seen, they take everything apart. They take the brake off, everything apart. I'm just gonna try and undo just a couple things and see if I can slide it out of there without. Okay, so I did the upper control arm, tie rod end, and now it's lean forward now on a jack, and you can see the CV axle is just destroyed. I think there's enough room to actually take it out now, hammer it out the front side here, and then we'll see. Whacked it with a hammer a couple times from the bottom. Should come right out. Yeah, look at that. Oh, baby. I'm gonna be dirty. Ooh, yeah. Okay. There's the new one and the old one. They look pretty similar. You just gotta get this intermediate shaft off and onto this one, I guess. Okay. So I couldn't get the intermediate stub off, so I wrapped it in a rag, put it in a vise, and then hammered on it this way because there was no flange or nothing to hammer it out the other way, you know? And it worked. Pow! Right on. Okay, so I just slid the intermediate shaft back into the hole, tapped it in with the hammer. Now we can slide the CV axle in there. Yeah, so I think just like I thought, if you have the axle shaft, the stub shaft slid in all the way, if you have the upper control arm and the tie rod unhooked, you can lean this far enough forward to slide the axle in, the new CV axle into the... Yeah, so I slid the axle in front side first. Okay, so CV axle is slid in front side first, and then we get the back side lined up, jack it up, lean it forward into place, and slide it all together. That's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so I jacked it up a couple pumps. The spring's all the way up. Well, not all the way, but okay, so line it up, slide it forward. Oh, come on, find the splines. There we go. Slide it all the way in there, just clicked. Pull on it, yes, it's engaged, it won't come back out. Okay, tight. Now we gotta hook this up. Oop. Slide in the upper control arm bolt. pry bar to get the nut on there. Or to jack it more. Nope, pry bar. So I'm just connecting the upper control arm ball joint, which has actually gone bad, but I don't have a part to fix it right now, so just something to put on my list for later. It shouldn't move around that easy. But anyways, so get that lined up. Can't really do it with there. We had to put. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, well, I gotta do this with the two hands. Oh, where did they not go? Oh, great. Great. Going. Oh no, there it is. Found it. Yeah, right. Okay, so let's get that in there and not lose the breaker bar again. Oh, like we just did. That was a close one. Got a thread on it though. Do we? Cross thread? No, this is real tough. Okay. That one's kind of not on. It's on, but not on all the way. And now we got to put the tie rod in. I just put the nuts back on them instead of having to bag it and tag it. So we'll tighten all these back up in a minute all the way. I'm just getting them hand tight. So technically I wouldn't have even had to undo the wheel speed sensor. The cord is long enough that it would have just been able to hang down on its own. You would just have to undo the one little clip where it's attached to the fender liner and pop it out of the other little plastic retainer thing on the side of the control arm, and then the wire would be loose enough that you could have just did exactly what I did without unhooking it. Probably. I unhooked it anyways though, because I thought it would be in the way. Okay, so we'll tighten this up, put the brakes back on. That's the other step that everyone did. Everyone took the brake rotor off. Mine is just completely seized on there, and there's not technically any reason to take it off, I don't think. There's not. Okay, just like the whole spindle didn't have to come off. That was like every video that I watched. They pulled the whole spindle off, detached everything, took the entire brakes apart. Well, why? I just want to change the CV axle, not everything. Yeah, okay, so I think we're halfway there. Okay, put the axle, tighten the axle nut on there. I'm gonna put a little bit of thread locker on there. It's not required, but sure, why not? This is the new nut. It's got these little knockdown edges that the other nut didn't have, which I guess is to stop it from coming off. Must be. Once it gets there, oh yeah, it gets real tight. Once it gets there, you gotta torque her on real strong like, and then she ain't ever coming off. Huh. Do you like that though? Is that, see that, how it's, the threads are like knocked down? Looks like the bolt's like damaged almost, you know, or the nut's like damaged. And it's, I think it's purpose. It has purpose. This old nut is not like that at all. Old one does go on too, so I don't know. So we'll put this one on. I'm gonna put the new one on. Of course. Alright. We'll hammer that on there with the impact and see what happens. Damn, that shit's loud, bro. Shit ain't usually so loud. Ain't gotta work so hard usually, probably. I'd say that's pretty fucking tight, mate. Okay, so This ball joint is basically, it's bad. But what's going on is as soon as you put the nut on, it's just spinning the ball joint. And then, so it's got the little 10 mil on the bottom here. Just barely sticking out. So you use that to hold it, and then you tighten it manually. It doesn't always mean that the ball joint is bad if it spins, but if it does spin, you got to use a wrench on one end and then the wrench on the other side, a socket on one end and a wrench on the other side, or two wrenches or whatever. Some of them that don't have the wrench end will have a Allen key hole in the end, so you'd use like a Allen wrench, stick the Allen wrench in there, hold it steady, and then use a wrench. This is super annoying. I'm gonna go get a power tool that can try and help me do this, I think. Alright, that's how you do. Tie rod. Good. Still going. Still going. Still going. Oh, just about. Come on. Cool. I don't know how tight you make it. No. Tight. Tight. That's tight. Tight. Right on. Woo. Okay, so that's all attached. I'm gonna put the brakes back on. I already attached this wheel speed sensor. You just gotta put it back in its little clippy home spots where it goes. Go back in your home. No? That part? Where is it going? The fat part? I don't know. I need two hands. There we go. Look at that. Super easy. Okay. Okay. Next, brakes. Get this. Get the screws. Get off of there. How does this go? How's it go again? Like that? I don't know. Yep. Maybe. Come on. Don't do this to me. Did someone hit the brakes or some shit? Why is it? Oh, man. Okay. Okay, buddy. Go on there. No? How about now? Yeah? Okay. Right on. You can't see nothing, can you? Ooh, gonna put the bolts in the brakes. Did I get it first try? Maybe. Is it going in? I think so. Okay, we'll put it in then. Just, one for good luck. Well, that's it. I'm done changed the ZV axle. Just put that thing back in there. Come on, go in there. There we go. There, we're done. Well, we got to put the wheel back on and then go drive it around and make sure it works and stuff. But we got it all back together, so we'll do the rest of that later and let you know how it goes. Oh man, been plowing for days. For real. For real. I already cleaned this damn car off a couple times already, and look at it. Same with this one over here. I gotta clean this one off. have to clean this one off. Can't let all that water get inside there. Yep. Don't even want to look at the other ones over there. Oh man, I didn't clean them off at all. They're stacked up 8 feet high of snow. Man.
Yeah.